Hey guys, it's Nathan, and I have another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay commentary today. What you're going to be watching is the second half of a CTF match and the consequent overtime. I'm not uploading the first round because, as you can see, 5 kills, 6 deaths. I'm not doing so hot. I died a lot by score streaks the first round, but I ended up picking it up. We ended up going in for the fam, and it's a really action-packed gameplay. So, that's not what I want to talk about, though. What I want to talk about, actually, is slaying in objective game types. I did a commentary like this. This is not the first time this video has popped into my head. You know, I've done one before when I was playing Black Ops 2, you know, but I figured new game, new video. Let's rehash my opinion on slaying in objective game types and the role that it plays. Does it help? Is it crucial? You know, does it help out? Whatever. What does slaying in objective game types do? But first, we need to talk about what slaying is. Slaying, for those of you who don't know or aren't familiar with the word, is getting kills. That's essentially all slaying is. It's just killing the enemy team over and over and over again. It's your primary focus is on killing people. You're not the flag puller. You are not the ball handler in uplink. You are not the guy lying in the hills in hardpoint. Your job is to do something else. Your job is not to lie in the hill in hardpoint and get killed over and over, or pull the flags, you know, and die plenty of times. Your job is to make the enemies spawn out. That is essentially what your job is. Now, slaying, you know, in the sense of the word, is essentially just killing, right? But slaying is a little bit more than that, because there is a right way to slay and a incorrect way to do slaying. And I'm going to go over that very briefly here. Basically, if you are slaying correctly, the purpose of slaying is to make it easier on your OBJ players, your people pulling the flags, your people lying in the hardpoints, your people running the uplink ball. If you are doing your job as a slayer, it should make their job of pulling the flag, running the balls, and lying in the hardpoint hills way, way easier. That's what it should do. And if it's not, it's probably because you're getting useless kills. You know, if someone's pulling the CTF flag and you're halfway across the map just getting kills on random scrubs who don't know where they're supposed to be either, that's not going to help anybody. How is that going to help the escort the flag carrier back? If somebody pulls the uplink ball and is running in for a dunk and you get a couple kills, but like it's not by the ball carrier, those guys weren't going to kill the ball carrier anyway. Like, what purpose do those kills actually serve to the objective point of the game? They don't. There's no purpose to those kills, right? So those are just examples of getting kills, you know, as a quote-unquote slayer, but having your kills mean absolutely nothing in the context of OBJ. So, the correct way. What is the correct way to slay? If there is one, what is the correct way, and how should you do it in your gameplay? Well, if you notice that your gun skill is way above everyone else's, ideally, assigning yourself the role of slayer is not a bad idea. And what it does is it makes it easier on the OBJ. And I'll give you a few examples using your hardpoint, uplink, and CTF examples. So, firstly, if you are slaying and you're not focused on pulling flags, you're constantly spawning the enemy out. Whether you realize it or not, every time you kill an enemy, he is spawning away from your flag, or from the next hardpoint, or from the uplink ball spawn. If you are killing over and over, you are constantly forcing people to spawn out. That's what it does. And it's a very powerful thing. In CTF, it can be a little bit buggy due to the counter pull method, like what we're seeing here. And this kind of leads me to my next point. If you are a slayer and your teammates aren't pulling flags, or cannot even pull flags, or anything like that, if your teammates can't kill and because of that they can't pull flags, which is a very real thing, how can you be expected to pull a flag or even cap a flag if you can't get the kills after you pull the flag, or the kills before you pull the flag to pull the flag? You can't expect that. And you force the people who can pull the flag, like myself in this particular example. My teammates were struggling getting kills, you know, fine and dandy, whatever, but that's unfortunately putting me in a position where I have to also pull the flags. And we see what happens here. You know, I'm staying alive with the flag. You know, I got this flag at something like over 4 minutes left, right? But I'm consequently having to count on my teammates who aren't able to get kills to go return the flag for me so I can cap this thing. So that's not the position you really want your slayers to be in the sense that they are pulling flags. This is a perfect example of how not to use a slayer. My skills aren't really being utilized in this game correctly, you know? I'm getting a ton of points for the plus 200 every kill, but I need to be out there actually hunting that flag carrier flag carrier down for the enemy, right? I don't need to be sitting here in the back of the map just trying to defend myself and, you know, having the flag here. That is not where my role is going to be best spent. And unfortunately, that's what I was stuck having to do. For over a minute of this game, for over a minute of overtime, I was just stuck in a counter pull scenario where I just had to do the best I could to defend myself. And I couldn't count on teammates to actually get the return. That's not the situation you want your Slayer to be in. You want your Slayer to not be pulling flags and to be making it easier when people do pull flags. And, you know, ideally, you want teammates who can also get kills, who can pull flags, you know. But once you get a flag pulled, it's up to the Slayer's job. That's where the Slayer needs to push out the cuts, spawn them out, you know, defend the ball carrier, right? That is the Slayer's role in the game. And if the Slayer's not doing that role, the Slayer is consequently forced to do the OBJ role, which, as we just saw in that 1 minute stalemate, that was not working out. I stayed alive in the back of the map for a minute straight, you know, whatever, and, you know, my teammates could not get the returns because they were struggling with kills. That's essentially what it is. And here I was pretty peeved off if we were talking about the actual gameplay, because I wanted to stay in the back of the map just for 8 seconds to call in my Warbird, because I had streaks, and my teammates let them pull the flag in less than 8 seconds. They just OE'd right to our base and pulled the flag, and my teammates like didn't even stop them. I just wanted 8 seconds to call in my friggin' Warbird, and like they pulled. Thankfully, they didn't cap it and win the game. I would have been super pissed off if that had happened. But regardless, back on topic here. Slaying does have a point, a purpose to it. You know, if your kills are actually counting, it can do eons for your team. I mean, this is a first-person shooter. It is an FPS game. If you're not getting kills, you're not going to win the game. That's essentially what it comes down to. You know, and stuff that's a little bit more objective-focused, like Battlefield, I would argue that you could actually be the team that gets outslayed and still wins the game. But in game modes like Call of Duty, where kills directly impact your performance in the game in terms of spawns and stuff like that, you know, there's no squad spawning like there is in Battlefield in Call of Duty. It's not like that. It's completely different. So, you know, it's a different game all in general, and 90% of the time, the outslaying team does win the game. And I want a second. The gameplay is coming to a close here. I want a second to talk about the scoreboard at the end. We can just like analyze that, break that down a little bit, and wonder what went wrong, what went right in this gameplay in terms of kills, in terms of objective focus, stuff like that. So, if we look at the scoreboard, we can see that my team got massively outslayed, completely massacred for the most part. None of them broke 10 kills, and a lot went 10 times, triple negative, 7 times negative, 20, like whatever. Massively negative is my point. And I'm at the part where I have 9 returns and 6 defends. And if you think about that, 9 returns means I directly stopped 9 captures from happening. That's essentially what that means. The enemies pulled the flag, and I stopped 9 caps from happening. And if we look at the defense, right, that means that I defended the flag carrier 6 times. So we got 6 pulls, and I was able to actually defend the flag carrier on the pull 6 times. So those 6 kills were absolutely vital. Thing is, we didn't get many pulls to have me actually get more flag defends, but those 6 kills is what you look at and you go, wow, that was vital kills. We might have not capped those flags. That's the number that you want to be high as a Slayer, and obviously the score streaks are gonna distort that number a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about slaying and objective game types and the role that it plays, and how if you are on a team, you know, if you do have a really good Slayer on your team, ideally, you don't want them to be the ones pulling flags. You don't want them to be the ones sitting in the hardpoint hills. You want them to be pushing out the cuts, defending the flag carrier. You know, why would you want your best gun skill player to be the one holding the uplink ball and have no access to his gun, right? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You know, make sure that you are utilizing your player's skills correctly and adapting to it with whatever team you get into. A lot of you guys don't do competitive, but you play public matches. So if you look on the scoreboard and you're like, yo, my team is not slaying, like these guys are getting massacred, you know, maybe you need to stop grabbing the uplink ball and running it so much, because you can't count on your teammates who have 0 kills to block for you, you know? Maybe you need to stop lying in the hardpoint hill so much and actually push out and count on your teammates to jump in the hill. You know, make sure that you are assigning either yourself or your teammates roles that actually fit your strengths and weaknesses in the game in order to maximize the chance of a win. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, either regarding the commentary in this video or anything else, let me know in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Nathan, out.